football's on and I've had enough. Shut up, shut up. The football's on and I wanna get drunk.
Do you know what? Right, I'm going to be honest. I'm not feeling the today.
Nah, I'm not either.
I mean, I'm a bit sad.
We're not in Captain's Cabin either.
I know. We're Perfect Balance on tour.
On tour in house.
Different season, same old shite for me.
Brilliant, is it?
Got a lovely text from Robbie last night after the game. Ha 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 ha, all caps. I was just sitting there like...
He showed me it because I was sitting with him at the time.
I know, I could tell. Yeah.
He was like, look what message dad. I was like, perfect.
He was very gracious in victory, was Robbie?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. And shows you how all I know about football is that I've been slating Celtic all season already. Not the manager's fault, just the team's generally crap. Who's the player I've been digging out more than anyone else? Tony Ralston, and he goes and does that last night.
Baller, eh?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying to Robbie.
Turns out he's actually a number 10. Ali was actually saying Ralston for Ungonch. He's going full Argentinian with him, but he's not a right back.
Nah, he was just in that hole there, was he? He drifted in. Left foot as well, by the way.
Remember, Michael Lustig, he scored like a Maisie at Ibrox a few years ago. And it was like the 90th. It was like a 90th minute goal.
Yeah.
And my dad actually
was
texted me saying,
like the curl?
Yeah. It was like he thought he was like channeling his inner Michael Lustig. It's a pity we actually won that game 5-1 and we ended up losing that game 2-1 last night. But you can't have everything, can you?
Nah, exactly.
Aye, so off topic already.
Yeah, not like us, is it?
We are here to do our SPL season predictions on the day after the season started.
Yes.
Because we do everything a bit late. But
but
when it's out, it's good.
Exactly. It's what the people want,
exactly.
Dan, you know what I mean? They want a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
I think we've done it the right way anyway, and waiting to see what the teams are like first.
Most of the transfers
and it's more of an accurate, you know what I mean? An accurate prediction.
And,
you know,
we're filming it the right way.
Exactly. Hey!
My second go at filming something. Sorry, Simon, this would not have happened in the vlog if you were there. We still need you desperately. But we're trying our best, eh?
No, we're making do it with it. What else can we do?
And like you said, we're on tour. But this probably is the one and only video that's going to be here, isn't it?
Yeah. Because Dan's
moving house. Yeah. And a house for more than one.
And a garden as well.
Oh, God.
A big garden.
Can't wait. Can't wait for the bar, Hannah?
Yeah. The man hut,
yeah. Get a wee podcast studio in the garden. That's a dream.
Mate,
get like
the swings.
We'll get like a sign up there, yeah. Frankie's lovely high definition logo up there.
Dan's Love Shack.
Oh, Love Shack. More about Shankland later. Aye, so what do you want to do? So as you know from titles and hype packages on Facebook and YouTube and stuff, we're doing our predictions. Do you want to go 1st to 12th or 12th to 1st? Because I would actually quite like to go from the top down.
Yes.
Because we know that.
Yeah, because everyone knows.
It's harder to predict the further you go down the league, I would say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's what the people want, you know what I mean?
So we'll just go position by position, who we think's going to be there and why.
Yes.
Right, so I'll let you kick off.
Even what we could do as well is mention, you know, we'll go for, like you say, from top to bottom, and then what we'll do is we'll give a wee rundown on, like, you know, key players and things like that, and see where we think it'll be won and lost kind of thing.
And then I'm going to add in a nice graphic at the end with our tables. Just because I'm learning how to edit stuff slowly.
Look at him.
I know, eh?
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll let you, as the new boy to this league, we will let you kick off with your predicted winners of the SPL this season.
Right, so winners, SPL, Dundee. Nah, I'm joking. I'll be Rangers.
Sadly, I agree. It will
Rangers League again, is it?
Yeah.
Watched the highlights today actually of yesterday's game.
I've not watched them yet.
It's an absolute battering. Livingston at Ibrox, and I mean Livingston were a tough team to beat anyway. They always have been, especially last season. But
were a tough team to beat.
Exactly. Emphasis on the were.
Yeah.
But anyway, we won't go into Livingston just yet. Yeah. But Rangers, they're going to storm it again.
They've got that. They've not really lost anyone from last season, have they?
And they've strengthened as well.
And last season was proof that they don't need Morelos. He was seen as like the jewel in the crown for so long. And that was probably what held them back for a few years. Yeah. Everyone had to go through him. He wasn't the most important player last season by far. And he still chipped in with like goals. But then, whereas before, if he didn't have a 30-goal season, they weren't going to get anywhere near the league. Last year they had him, Itten, Roof, Tavernier, Kent, all chipping in with loads of goals.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you usually win
league titles. From everywhere, it isn't just one player.
You can't just rely on one player.
Nah, not the whole season. Because like you say, especially thing with Morelos as well was suspensions and that, but he's kind of toned
he was
down
going to
a wee
miss
bit.
like 8-9 games a season.
He just toned down a wee bit, but I think it's like, as you say, you've got everyone chipping in. So the problem in the past for Rangers was he was their main man, the main source of goals. If you took him out of the team, you couldn't really see them scoring as much. But Ken and boys like that, Aribo, they're all just coming to the fore. You know what I mean? So watching the game yesterday, Aribo was outstanding. Really good.
And Hadji got a goal as well. It's a big season for him. He's got to step up for Rangers this season. Hadji.
He took his goal really well.
Yeah.
Wright came on as well, Scott Wright.
He played for Dundee.
Yeah, on loan at us. Went from Aberdeen.
Remember, I was in your mum and dad's watching the game with you one time. It might have been his first game, and he scored like an absolute pellet of a free kick.
Technically, he's very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Came on for Rangers yesterday. Scored a peach outside of the foot, top corner. Just that on a half volley.
They've got that strength and depth now that they've not had for a long time.
Exactly. So,
who have they brought in this year?
Well,
is Wright's a new signing, is he? Or was he there last season?
No, he was there last season.
He didn't
he never really got on. But I think now Gerrard's going to maybe try and bring him on.
I think
a bit
the big
more.
thing for Rangers is they've kept everyone.
Yeah.
And they're still hungry to want to get more.
Wanting to.
And I think that brings us nicely on to, and certainly my prediction for second. It might not be your prediction, especially after last night. I am going to go for Celtic to finish second.
Yeah.
But by a distance again.
But I'm not.
You're not. See, I wondered if you would. Who are you going for second?
I'm going for Aberdeen.
You're going Aberdeen?
I think Aberdeen's going to break.
Talk it up, Mark. Convince me.
So, I actually watched Aberdeen last week when they were in Europe against that Hacken, and they beat them comfortably. And Hacken are no mugs, by the way.
Got beat away from home though.
Yeah, but mate, they won 5-1 that first game at Tapedeck. Mate, absolutely done them. Like, really good side. And Brown basically didn't have anything to do. Yeah. He was just sitting, but like generally nothing to do. And Aberdeen looked really good. That Lewis Ferguson's a player, by the way. Really good player. They brought in a couple of other boys. That's what brought
Ramirez.
You see who was really good
from MLS. I looked at his record in MLS. It was actually like a goal every other game.
Yeah,
which is quite good.
Yeah,
and so that'll translate quite well.
He's a US international as well.
Yeah, I think he'll be a good sign. He's 30, so he's not too old. He's actually a good age.
Yeah,
you'll get a couple of good years out of him.
His movement and that was good. He was clever. You could tell he's a clever player. But you know who really impressed me that game was Jet.
Oh, Emmanuel Thomas. Yeah,
mate, he was outstanding that game. Really good. Physical, but for being a big guy, technically, he's really good.
He's a good player. I remember, like, it's funny. Years ago, when I used to watch Soccer AM a lot, and they would do like goals of like the Championship or goals of League One.
Yeah, he
would always be in it when he was playing for Bristol, and he used to score like some really good goals. So when Livy signed him, I was like, that's a good sign.
He was at Arsenal, wasn't he?
Yeah, when he was youngster, I think. Yeah. Didn't really do it at Livy, but I thought when Aberdeen picked him up, I was like, that's probably a good gamble.
Good bit of business.
Yeah, I think even if he's not first choice all the time, guy like come off the bench. If Ramirez doesn't have a good game or whatever. If Johnny Hayes, unlike today, he's just scored, if he's no firing, or if like they aren't getting goals from other places, then he's a great guy to come off the bench for another option.
No, exactly. But another one.
And Brown's a fantastic signing.
That's what I'm saying.
Brown's fantastic signing.
You see the signings that they brought in, they will really enhance their squad, because the Jet was one, Emmanuel Thomas, guys.
Emmanuel Thomas.
Yeah, but we'll go with the cool nickname, Jet.
Yeah. He's got it on his shirt.
Exactly, he does, yeah. I love it. Yeah. And then,
Swindon's got 5 in his house, even though there was only 3 kits.
But Scott Brown, that's a great addition as well, obviously.
Celtic were right to let him go as a player, but it's still a good signing for Aberdeen.
And Ramirez as well, and who didn't play that game that I watched, that Hacking game, but Declan Gallagher as well.
Big Deck, how could we forget Big Deck? I've got him written down.
But he wasn't even playing.
Yeah.
And they look so comfortable. Yeah. And that's like really big additions.
Absolute crime that he didn't get any minutes at the Euros. Big Deck. What a man.
Good player,
but good signing for Aberdeen, definitely.
But
I'm in a way I'm not surprised because Celtic are honking right now. I've put us to come second out of pure faith because I do think that we will get better once Postecoglou starts to get his philosophy, as Louis van Gaal would say, over with the players. I think eventually we're going to get rid of this deadwood that doesn't want to be there.
Well, guys
like Edouard and Christie as well. It doesn't look like the player he once was. I don't think his heart's in it anymore.
But the thing is,
we need to get boys in pronto. Because the quicker they get in and get settled, the better we'll do. Like Starfelt last night. I've looked at a lot of his stats when he was in Russia, and he looks like a great player. But he kind of didn't flog the first goal, but there was the first goal for Hearts last night. It was one of them. You take either the man or the ball, and he went into the challenge half-hearted, and then Hearts end up breaking away. They've got a man over and they score. But I think the sooner he gets up to speed and play match, like Kyogo Hirahashi, He arrived in Celtic's training camp yesterday morning, and then he came off the bench at night.
Oh, is that the forward?
Japanese boy.
Yeah.
Mental to like.
I know.
That's the state. That's the state that Celtic have got themselves in due to like gross mismanagement from both levels. I mean, I'll not go on about it too long. That could be a video in itself.
Yeah, well.
But the way Celtic have just been totally mismanaged over the last few years by at board level, because you've got people like Celtic fans online moaning at Ange already. It's like it's not his fault. Like he's.
I feel we were speaking about that, me and Robbie as well. I do feel sorry for Ange because. You know what the thing is as well, right? Obviously, he's a decent coach in that, right? Because he's done it Australia itself, and then he's done it. He did it at club level.
You think he?
Well, he was the national.
I think he won a couple of titles in Australia at club level, and then he got the national team to the World Cup and did okay. And then he's went away to Japan. I can't remember if he won stuff in Japan, but I remember when I looked at his record.
Decent record, to be fair.
Nothing like that looks a bit dodgy. Like it looks good.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can do it in Europe. But he needs to come in and get backed by the board.
That's the problem though, Dan. It's been. I think that's just Celtic's big issue, isn't it?
Yeah, we won't spend money. Celtic have got a billionaire owner, and we bring in tens of millions of pounds in transfer fees every single summer. And the problem is we don't reinvest it in the team.
Now is that like obviously your big players that you've depended on don't want to be there
because they've been there and won it all so many times.
So
they're literally like
you're at that transition.
Because they're no Celtic men.
Yeah.
As like some Celtic fans get confused and seem to think they are.
Yeah.
It's like no, what they feel is like I've been here now. I've done it. Let me go and do something else.
Exactly.
Aya was the best example of that. Aya wanted to leave last season, and Celtic said, "Right, Chris, give us one more year. We're going for the Holy Grail, the 10 in a row. Give us one more year, and we'll let you go because you only have 1 year left next year. So teams won't have to bid as much for you, and we'll have to play." And he was like, "Yeah, cool." And that was a big thing for him to do. So I'm going to give up another year of my life for this club. So it obviously means the club meant something to him. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a similar situation with Edouard, again, letting two young, promising transfer fees dwindle to have a go at that league. So it's clear that Edouard, the thing about this year is people have been saying he doesn't look like he cares. He probably isn't giving all that he wants because I reckon he's probably has been promised a move.
Yeah.
And he's probably thinking...
His head's elsewhere,
My head's... I'm not wanting to be here anymore because I know I'm not going to be here the whole season.
Yeah.
If I go out and like bust a gut and maybe go in for a tackle when I shouldn't, or like sprint for that ball at full pelt... and then like you can't... So you can understand that from like a human point of view because he's thinking, well, I need to preserve myself for the future.
Yeah.
Because the big thing really should be asked in this situation is, why isn't Ayeti playing, for example, over Edouard? If Ayeti's meant to be the boy who's going to be the number one striker this year.
Going to play, yeah.
Because you're not going to play Griffiths because of all the shambolic stuff he's been up to so far again. And then Kyogo didn't turn up until yesterday, so he can't start. Never mind come off the bench.
That's why. But like you say, I think like there's so many problems for Celtic. There's not enough in this podcast to talk about everything.
We'll park Celtic for now. But we're kind of doing Celtic and Aberdeen
so we're
together.
Both with Rangers first.
Yeah.
Second, you're going for Celtic.
Yeah.
I'm going for Aberdeen.
If it's going to be, if Celtic, I don't think in the SPL year they've finished ever lower than second. If it's ever going to happen, it's probably going to be this year. But I'll stick with my boys to come second. But I do think like Panther, Rangers will win it at a canter again.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
If you haven't watched the vlog, shame on you.
Watch the vlog, guys. Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll go with Celtic to finish second.
Yeah.
I'll go with Aberdeen to finish third.
So we've just switched there.
Yes.
So I had Celtic as third.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Fourth.
But I think Aberdeen will break the old firm this season.
There you go.
Fourth, I'm going for Hibs.
As am I. They've let a lot of boys go, but I think they've kept enough good players to keep them they finished third last year.
Yeah.
That's why I reckon Aberdeen will overtake. I think Hibs are still good enough to finish fourth. Especially if Nisbet has a similar season to he did last year. It's weird. He kind of almost went under the radar by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because again, we talked about it in our first video about the Scotland squad. Not as many people were maybe thinking about him.
But
he ended up getting in. He scored like 20 odd goals last year, and just like nobody was really talking about him. If he has a similar season like that, that could be enough for Hibs to finish fourth just for him.
No, exactly, mate. Yeah. And another big player from them is Martin Boyle as well.
Oh yeah.
If he stays fit.
Yeah. He can be a very good player on his day.
He's very good.
Yeah.
And
he's Australian, so Celtic might sign him.
They've added a couple of good players there as well, mate. They added that Mackay from Inverness.
Yes.
He's a young lad, but obviously we were in the Championship last season. Not anymore though, guys. Hey. We are Premier League. Yeah. But anyway.
All that money. All that Premier League money. Gone.
What boy?
Yeah.
But yeah, Daniel Mackay, like when we came up against him, he looks really sharp, and he's only like 19, 20, and he looks a really good player. And I've noticed, I think he scored the other day there as well, did he? Oh, no, they're playing today. Oh no, it was in Europe.
The Conference League game.
Yeah, he scored. And I was thinking, he's one to keep an eye on, by the way, guys, this season. I think he'll...
Ones to watch.
Want to watch.
FIFA 22.
That's a wild card from Mark.
He's going to go up to like 70 and all the team by the end of the year.
Future star. See, I told you.
Looking forward to like flashback Sean Rooney.
Yeah, exactly. Oh.
We'll get on to him.
I mean, we called it.
Yeah. Well, you called it.
Well, I called it, but yeah. So that's one to watch, and they signed that Doyle Hayes as well from St Mirren. Mm-hmm. Remember, United were trying to get him for a while.
No. If United go for a player and then they don't get him, they didn't want him.
No,
that's right. Just like the guy that Dundee signed that apparently United.
Oh, McCowan,
yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, didn't want him.
United didn't want him anyway, did they?
Just like McMullen didn't want him.
Well, only done it so Dundee had to pay more money.
Got an assist yesterday, McMullen, didn't he? I'm sure I heard on the radio he played quite well.
No, well, it was an
put a ball into one of the goals.
Oh, right. Adam put on a lot of pressure on that Shaughnessy and he headed it into his goal.
Okay.
And then Dundee, their second goal, by the way, if you haven't seen Dundee's second goal, outstanding. Brilliant play. Marshall just whipped in, right on the plate for Cummins. Here he is. Taps at home. Say no more, that's it, is it?
Just draw a smiley face.
Send him into raptures. But no, we were unlucky yesterday. But anyway, we're not here to speak about that.
No.
But
Hibs. Green for Hibs. Hibs for fourth place.
So yeah, fourth place Hibs.
Okay. Who are you going fifth?
This is my story.
No.
This is my song.
Really? For
the Hearts. Hearts, glorious Hearts. But yeah, I think Hearts fifth place, mate.
Just wait till John Suter gets his annual injury.
Yeah, Suter had a great game last night, by the way. Really good.
Yeah. Pity nobody challenged him for the goal, eh? Everyone, all the Celtic defence were like, he's getting up off your high. Oh wait, I've no jump. Yeah, exactly. I don't know he's 8 foot tall. Maybe I should have challenged. Nah.
But mate, that's the way cookie crumbles, eh? I think Hearts have got a good squad, though, mate.
Yeah,
they do have a good squad. I know it's a hard thing for them just coming back up to finish top 6 in itself, but I think they'll finish 5th. I think they will. Well, they've got a lot of good players in there.
Well, I think Hearts will finish 6th.
Okay.
Because I do agree with you, they do have a very good squad, and we've spoke about Hearts before on other pods about how they're just full of internationals. They're still full of internationals. Mm-hmm. But I think that will be enough to get them top 6. I think it'll be 6th.
Yeah.
I am going for the mighty St Johnstone to go 5th again, because
it's a hard ask, but
I do think it's a hard ask, but I do think they're capable of it. I feel like they've kept enough of that team together to go again.
Like the most important thing for them is their defence, because they've got those 3 really good centre backs, and then now McCann. That was a big one for them to keep as well. McCann, he's a good player, and of course
Big Xander Clark in goal.
And he's
still there, isn't he? Yeah, it's not class. He's still there. Waterspoon and Sean Rooney.
But Sean Rooney's getting linked with Rotherham.
At this stage, he's still there.
Yeah.
Literally, if he leaves, then this is null and void.
Hard switch.
right now, Sean Rooney's and guys like Waterspoon and Clark and all that are still there. They've always kind of got a guy up front who ends up getting them some goals. I'm sure. Is it still May and that's up front for them? Is he still there?
Stevie May's
still there. Yeah. He's due a good season. He's always been a good player.
They had that Melamed last season. He looked a good player. But I don't know. I think he's gone now.
Did Middleton stay, or is he gone back to Rangers?
He's back to Rangers. Yeah.
You never know. There's still time in the transfer. That's it as well. I mean, we've kept it quite late in terms of the season starting, but there's still time in the transfer window to go. So things can still change.
Well, exactly.
Until is it start September? It'll finish. Usually does.
Yeah.
End of the month. Yeah. So this is it. I mean, this could all still be all screw with by the time
it was just
the transfer window ends. But right now, I think they could be good enough to finish 5th.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to go for it.
Good, mate.
I'm going to go for the same. And your Hearts complete my top 6. So who are you going for 6th place?
First, I was going to mention St Johnstone, right? Because with St Johnstone as well, I know, as you've just hit the nail on the head, didn't you? Still a wee bit of time to go to bring transfers in. But I was looking at St Johnstone. Like you say, they've still got the core there. They've not really let anyone go, which is important, obviously, because they've got a settled squad. But you still want to add a couple of good players into there.
Hannah, you're on the podcast. Yeah, you okay? No, I'm on the phone with you. Well, I'll just cut this. What's up?
Khan's a really good player, and I think he'll be away next season. If like no one gets him at the.
Has anyone been sniffing about him this summer?
I think there has been championship teams after him, like the same with Rooney as well. But like you say, the transfer deadline isn't here yet, so things could still happen.
I mean, Ange, we need a right back.
I think that's a great bit of business if you do, by
We've not been linked to him at all. I wish we were.
I don't understand though, because I think St Johnstone only want 300k for him. But like that Rotherham are only doing 200k and they're not wanting to go up to 300.
Mental,
but you see Celtic, that's sweetie money for Celtic. You know what I mean? 300. And they could have done that with McGinn and everything in the past as well. But anyway, I'm going on a rant. But
that's where it all went wrong. It all started with John McGinn.
So like that's right.
Back again. With the Renegade Master.
So what we're thinking, guys, is we'll just do a quick recap of our top 6. As we said, like it's quite similar anyway. We've got the exact same teams, just in a slightly different order. So I'll start with mine. So first place Rangers, second place Aberdeen, third place Celtic, fourth place Hibs, fifth place Hearts, and sixth place St Johnstone.
And I have got first place Rangers (brackets the), second place Celtic, third Aberdeen, fourth Hibs, fifth St Johnstone, and sixth Heart of Midlothian Football Club.
There we have it, guys. That's our top 6.
Top 6.
Now, on the tasty stuff. This is really difficult, Dan.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's what we were saying earlier. We've not really had a chance to have any more recent podcasts, but this is the strongest league of the Premier League has been in such a long time. Definitely. Like all the big teams are back. You know what I mean? All the big.
Now
teams.
that you're in it.
Exactly. We've been missing Dundee for a wee while, you know what I mean?
2 years.
Exactly.
2 long years.
Exactly. But that's alright. We're back where we belong, mate. And you know what? I'm going to let you start off with your 7th place team.
Oh. So you've done my section and I'm doing your section.
Yeah.
So, okay. In 7th place, and to just miss out on top 6 football, I have gone for Dundee United.
Boo!
Oh, yeah. Cause I think they'll be a lot better and probably a lot more consistent than they were last season.
You think?
I think so, yeah.
How so?
Because I think, again, they've still got a very good squad of players there. They've kept on to like the big names. Guys like, the main 2 for me, the main 3, sorry, you've got Siegrist in goal, who again at the time of recording is still there. You've got Fuchs in midfield, who weirdly isn't playing in that Aberdeen game right now. I saw the team before we came on,
really?
and he was on the bench. And yet all I've been hearing about the last year from some of my United pals about how good a player he is. And then surely Shankland's due a good season after really not impressing last year. If he can get going and firing goals, then I think United will be comfortably a mid-table team easily this season.
The other thing is though with Shankland is he's only got a year left now, and he's already came out and said.
And that can go one of 2 ways. Either he kind of goes, oh, I don't really care, maybe the same way that Edward does, because well, I've not got a move and I'm off next year anyway. So, or he goes, I'm going to play for a move. I'm going to prove that.
I think he's going to need.
I'm going to prove that a bigger team than Dundee United in this league, or another team in a better league than the SPL, I'm worth taking a punt on a free.
But I don't think he's done enough to merit a move to a bigger team, you know.
No, I don't think he has done yet. This is why he has to do it this season, which could benefit this year.
It's make or break for him.
Yeah, I think so for United. So that's why I think if he's got that frame of mind in, and he starts banging the goals in like he used to in the league below, he could get himself a good move. But then again, like you said, if he doesn't, then is he just a championship striker? United fans like to always say about McMullen that when he went to Dundee, he was just a championship player.
He done like 50
assists last season. They've actually just got a championship striker up front. Maybe they discarded McMullen, but maybe Shankland's the same. Who knows?
Yeah.
This is his. He's not injured at the start of this season. He's got a full crack at the league campaign.
He needs to prove himself. Mate.
So he does. Pressure's on him this season.
You see what though, mate?
But I think he will rise to the occasion and get United comfortably mid-table. 7th place finish for Dundee United.
So anyway, no, I was going to kick on with that as well with Shankland, because I think it's actually brave of him to come out and say, because he was saying, I don't know where my head's at, like I'm not making any decision. It's like, look mate, like you need to remember that you've not really done anything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't throw all your sweeties in the pram yet, because you might depend on United to give you another deal there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I think that was
and the fact that he's not signed the deal, like suggests he wants away.
Yeah,
But
you can tell, because if he wanted to stay, he'd be like, no, I want to stay here, or blah blah blah. But
and then all of a sudden, if he doesn't perform, then the United go, well, we're not going to give you a deal.
No, that's what I'm saying, mate.
Yeah,
I think that's why it's bold of him to come out and say that. You
so
know,
he's backing himself.
But
I think there's a good player there. He did get a couple of caps for Scotland when he was in the Championship. You have to be. You still have to be a good player to get a cap for our national team. So
I still think he's not done enough, mate.
we will see.
But anyway, so on that note,
7th.
I'm going for Dundee.
Whoa, big.
We are,
the second big shout of this
mate,
of this episode.
we're doing this.
You go for it.
We're doing it.
Charlie Adam Ballon d'Or.
Say no more, mate. Honestly, he's just outstanding. Outstanding. But I'm telling you, mate, right?
Is he your? This could be a segment now. Your baller of the week.
Baller every week.
The Charlie Adam Baller of the Week award.
Just it's a no-brainer. He's like in my team of the week every week.
Dundee Baller FC.
Just Charlie Adam, 11 Charlie Adams. That's all you need.
We all dream of a team of
mate,
Charlie Adam.
Could you imagine? Just passes.
Number
everywhere.
1 is Charlie Adam.
Don't move, mate.
And number 2 is Charlie. Nobody would run. It would just be passing to each other.
I mean, I watched Dundee yesterday, obviously, right? Okay, you know what? It was a brilliant game, mate. Really good. Like, both teams were going for it. Like, St Mirren were going for it, we were going for it. And there was, like, not a lot of defending going on at all. It was a bit of, like, an ice hockey match, mate. It was just end-to-end stuff. But I think, mate, we've got a good blend there, right? We've got a lot of, like, experienced boys, like
Youth and experience.
Bum, McGee, Adam. You've got McMullen, by the way, and he's going to come for you, by the way, United. He will destroy you in the derby. Just saying this now, right? Yeah. This is on camera, going to be on YouTube. I'm telling you, McMullen's
going to get to the line. He's going to cross.
There he is, joking himself. But no, honestly, big Sheridan as well. The Bond villain.
Oh,
the hair, by the way. Glorious.
Yeah. New Stuart Armstrong. Flowing lock.
You know what? There was like pictures of him in the training and they were like, announce bail. Because it's just the back of his head with the man bun.
I think like, Killian's a Hellman's man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that nail.
That big head.
Big head.
Big head. Big head on the perfect ball.
Imagine.
Oh, I think he's in this football.
Probably not. No. He's in his mail though, that's for sure.
He's in his mail.
I do like a wee bit of mail, to be fair.
I mean, we do know somebody who's in his mail.
Yeah.
Like, and he's still not come on.
Who?
Zach Holmes.
Oh, Zach Holmes.
The man. Do you remember that? He was like obsession with mail when we were in Amsterdam.
Oh yeah.
That's the good stuff.
But to be fair, it is the good stuff. There. It is. He's right.
So if you want mail, go to Holland.
Absolutely.
Right. 8th place.
Yeah, so 7th place Dundee. 8th place I am going for...
I mean, I thought I was meant to go first. I was meant to be going first.
You go for 8th.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll give you a drum roll.
Oh, thank you. I'm going for St Mirren.
So am I, mate.
St Mirren, yeah.
Snap.
I think they'll be good, but not as good as last season.
You see, with one of their biggest players for them is that McGrath. I think if they keep him, I think they will get 8th.
I think they'll be fine. I think Saints will be fine.
But I mean, they've got a decent enough squad there. That Tanzo's a good player as well that they got from St Johnstone.
They've got the boy, was it Dicker from Kilmarnock as well? And obviously we know Kelly were like
Power.
So it's Power,
sorry. Yeah.
He's a battler in midfield.
Yeah.
Like
he was standing for them yesterday. He's got that experience.
He's a good guy to bring in. He knows the league and stuff. I think he'd be like a shrewd signing.
Yeah, but that McGrath's a really good player. You know who they started with 2 up top against us yesterday? They had Brophy and Main up top.
Brophy as well. Again, go back to Kelly. I think it's one of the reasons they went down.
Yeah.
Losing his goals. I think Brophy was a fantastic. I think he's a fantastic sign for him. I was with Harry last night watching the Celtic game, and he was talking about that Saints game in Dundee yesterday. He says Brophy just gets into this position, and Harry was like, "No danger here, absolutely fine." And Brophy just like smashed it in the net. I've not seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing the goal. Apparently, it was a great finish.
It was that was only 3 minutes in as
well. That was a brilliant signing from them, and I think
it was a sure bit of business. That
good stuff, Paul. You're going to be absolutely fine.
Well, nah, as well. But no, like I think that worked really well for them yesterday, having Main and Brophy, because Main's one of these boys that can hold it up very well. Flick-ons, and he's got a bit of pace as well. I quite liked him when he was at Motherwell.
Striker,
I liked him when he was at Motherwell. When Aberdeen didn't really work for him, but it hasn't really worked for a lot of people at Aberdeen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The strikers especially. Yeah. And now he's at St Mirren. He's not having to like get as big as a crowd as at Aberdeen.
Maybe
fan
not as
base,
much
you know
pressure
what I
on.
mean? Yeah, pressure.
And that
So
expectation at Aberdeen is to win most weeks.
Yeah.
Whereas that maybe it's not there at St Mirren.
Yeah. But no, I think like they'll be okay. They're a good side.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
and they need to be a good side again.
So we're both going for the buddies. We're both going to the buddies for 8th.
Yeah.
9th is where I'm putting Dundee.
Come on.
I think you'll be fine, but I don't think you'll be 7th.
Nah,
I do think you do have enough quality in that team to stay up.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. That's
and I do think you have enough quality in that team
Yeah.
to stay up relatively comfortably as well. I think you've got big players. Obviously, we've talked about them. Adam and again Cummings. I think Cummings is going to hopefully come into his own for Dundee this year because we know. I didn't mean that. Accident.
Stop that.
Too good.
Day, boy.
Too good. Like he's played it. He's played in the SPL for a long time. He's played down south. He's scored goals everywhere he's been. Really. I think, and now that was it Mullen got injured yesterday, and he's got he's no longer swinging from chandeliers because he's not getting a game. If he has a crack at being number 1 striker for Dundee, then I think he
needs to grab it with both hands.
I'm hoping he will put the team on, put the goal responsibility on his back a wee bit. We talked earlier about how to maybe win a league you need everyone scoring goals. But just to stay up. See if, as long as you've got a striker scoring 15, 20 goals a season, I think you should be fine.
Got a main striker, putting them away.
If you've got a boy and if you've got a guy like Adam who can find him in midfield, and that's what we're talking about.
The big thing for us yesterday though, mate, was the issue as well is we had a lot of players still missing because that whole isolation incident, from the Forfar game. Yeah. So we're still starting yesterday with Robertson. Yeah. Finlay Robertson was playing. And so was Max Anderson. Yeah. Max Anderson had a really good game. He done a stupid thing.
I heard that he was like chasing a boy and he just totally did him from behind.
But I don't know why he done it.
Harry said it was like a proper Sunday night tackle.
It was just a rush of blood, I think. And he was probably thinking because it was in St Mirren's half when he committed the challenge, he would only get a yellow. Yeah. But it was a blatant red. Yeah. I can't argue with that.
If you can get guys like Adam, Cummings, McCowan, McMullen, and if Robertson comes through and has a few good games as a youngster, and then if Mullen comes back.
But we've got that boy.
Well, and I think that could be enough easily to.
But again, we've got that boy that McCowan that we just.
That's what I'm saying. McCowan on the left, yeah.
But like he looks a good player, by the way. I think he could be a one to watch as well. By the way,
if you're 3 creative players like McCowan, McMullen, and Adam, if you can get the ball to your strikers enough, I think you'll be fine.
Feed the bear,
feed the condor, and he will bat the cradle.
So that was what
that was my 9th place.
9th place for me is going to be Motherwell. I think they're in a bit of trouble, Dan. You know that.
I agree.
And I think I'm being quite kind on them there, putting them 9th.
I agree.
Because in hindsight, mate, I might switch. I think, you know what I'm going to do?
Whoa. Last minute change.
No, you know what? I'm going to leave them there. I'll leave them there.
Yeah.
I'll leave Motherwell
back yourself.
Because they've still got the core from last season, but again, they didn't have a really good season last season as well, did they? But I mean, like they've got a few decent players in there though. They've got that Devante Cole. He's decent on his day, by the way. That striker, he's good. They did lose a big player in Alan Campbell. I really liked him. Really good player. Lost him. Mm-hmm. But they've got that Polworth in that as well. That's a decent wee player. They've got some decent players.
Is he going to be enough though?
Need to wait and see.
Exactly.
Mate. But I don't. It's a tricky one. But
top
I think
six a lot. Top 6. The bottom 6 a lot.
Yeah, it's tight because a lot of like those teams have lost players.
Aye. And maybe the guys you brought in, you don't know them.
Exactly.
So you don't know how they're going to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's hard for us just to predict this just now because we've only seen that one game.
But we're doing it. We're putting the next one on.
Exactly. But I think Motherwell will probably have enough firepower just to get them there.
So you're going Motherwell 9th,
and
I've gone Dundee. 10th place, I am going for Livingston Football Club.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm doing 10th for Livy as well.
Great minds.
Livy, again, they lost a couple of players as well. They have the obviously the Jet as we spoke about, but then they've also lost that.
And they lost
centre back.
Of course, they lost Anthony Stokes.
Oh,
So you know,
well, that was last
I mean,
season. Was it?
I know, but I mean, and
He's still the hangover from
I mean, I don't think he ever actually played for them. But they lost him.
It's gone before he even started.
Dolly Menga needs to go back to Livingston. Those were the good days.
But no, they lost that other centre back as well. There was a
Big
good player
Dick.
for them.
No, not Big Dick. Oh no,
That
yeah,
was,
they lost him ages ago. He went to
What was
Motherwell.
that boy? He was scoring a lot of goals for him from headers and that. Like he chipped him with a few.
I can't remember.
He was in my fantasy team. I just picked him like as a random pick. He scored loads of goals. I can't remember what his name is now, off the top of my head. But he was a good player. But he's went back down south again, and I think that could be a big player. Not only defensively winning a lot of headers, but getting goals from them from corners.
I think Robinson's left, isn't he? The striker.
Yeah, he's went down the league, by the way.
He went to the Championship, didn't he?
I think he's at Kelly.
Yeah, I think that'll be a bit of a loss for them.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I do think though, Albion Vale's a bit of a fortress. They don't lose a lot of points. I think their home form will be enough to keep them up. But again, I don't think they'll be as good as last season. So that's why I'm going. They were more of like a mid-table team the past couple of years, especially the first year they came up. But I think this could be the start of the decline for Livingston.
But they did make a good signing, Andrew Shinnie.
Yeah, I actually only noticed that today. So
Good signing.
He's a quality player.
And they signed up Bruce Anderson from Aberdeen. He's a decent player.
I don't know him.
He was at Hamilton last season, on loan from Aberdeen, and he looks a good player. And Robbie's pal Mick, he watches the show as well. Hi Mick. He's an Aberdeen fan.
Someone's got to do it.
But he rates.
If your prediction comes true, Scott Brown goes to Aberdeen and finishes above Celtic, by the way. Oh my god.
Well, me get Mick on.
Last day of Tawdry, he's just standing.
Well, I think so Mick rated Bruce Anderson, and he was a bit gutted to
What's
see him
happened
go.
to the young boy Ruth that you always sign on Football Manager at Aberdeen?
I don't know if he's made up or is he
One
real.
to watch.
Is he
He's a real player, yeah.
Because
I've got
he's
a
a
photo.
baller on FM.
I've got a photo.
Really good.
Yeah.
Michael Roof, yeah.
And that is where the real good players shine. Football
Exactly.
Manager.
That's one to watch.
Right.
But I think like they've still made a couple of good signings, but there has been a lot of change for Livy from the core, and it could disrupt him. Like you say, that could be the start of the decline for him.
So
11th
is where I'm putting Motherwell. I think Motherwell could drop like a stone because they were already a falling stone last season. I think they were lucky that they didn't start to properly go downhill until as late in the season. Well, not even as late in the season, but they got points on the board quite early.
And then they started to...
Yeah, and I think now, obviously they've brought in Kelly, the goalkeeper, who could be a very good keeper, but they've let a very, very good goalkeeper go in Trevor Carson. To go and sit on the bench at Dundee United. Now he's been which could ultimately become Dundee United's first choice keeper, because again, like we said, the transfer window's still open. I could still see Siegrist potentially leaving United before the end of the window. Even if he does, I don't think that would affect my United prediction, because I think Carson's a quality player. Wasn't long ago Celtic was like thinking about buying him when Chelsea had that sort of 5 minutes when they were interested in Craig Gordon, and then thought, actually no, maybe he's not worth 10 million. But you know what? We shouldn't have let him go on a free either.
That's true, man.
He's no bad last night, was he? But anyway, but yeah, I think losing. Well, I've got them written down because I took some notes for some of the teams to kind of justify. I think this is like the big shout in my prediction. Motherwell going into the relegation playoff. Obviously, losing Gallagher, we've touched on that already.
Big loss, yeah.
Big loss in the defence that wasn't already great. Yeah. He was the best thing about that defence.
Campbell as well.
Carson and Campbell, those are the three that I've got. The three of them going is massive for Motherwell. And I've also put big season for Kelly. Because I think if they are going to... they're not going to do anything this season, but if they are going to stay up, even out of the relegation playoff, then I think it might have to be maybe the goalkeeper that digs them out. Because we know that boy Kelly's quite decent. He was at Livingston a few years ago, wasn't he? He's went down to QPR. I don't think it's really worked out for him down there. But we know that there's quality there, and I think he's still a baby in goalkeeper.
He's still young, So I think he's mid-20s.
I think if Motherwell will be okay, it'll be because of Kelly. But you've said it already. Losing Campbell, I think the middle of the park's big. We've still got guys like Cole and Pauloff, but will they be enough? I don't know. I think it could be a long season for boy Reno, with a token Motherwell fan. But yeah, I think that's where I'm putting Motherwell.
I've went for Ross County 11th.
Have you? Interesting.
Now I know the point of Malky Mackay as the gaffer. Don't know. I'm not convinced.
No.
He'll be one of them. You see, after like 3-4 months, he'll get the sack.
Yeah.
But Ross County are like that though, mate. They're
Ross
always
County-
chopping and changing.
This is it. We talked earlier on about they've maybe let a lot of players go and let players come back in. Will that affect them? Ross County do it every 6 months.
Yeah.
It's not even every season. It's
not.
like every summer they bring loads of boys in.
I don't know what they expect.
And then maybe a new manager, and then in the January it's like they get rid of everyone.
Yeah.
And then bring in a whole new
It's
team,
weird.
and then they somehow stay up.
Yeah.
They're like they're almost like Chelsea, but like it doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it works to keep them in the league, whereas Chelsea like do that and then they win a trophy at the end of the season.
Well, like it's like they're just a very weird club. And how do we look at who they've brought in as well, mate? And the only notable one that I seen was that Callahan. That was at Dundee, but he was at Hearts.
And they've let guys
Came on
go.
loan to us. He was at St Johnstone. He was at Hamilton last season. Was their best player, Callahan.
I think a lot of boys have left as well. Like Gardine's finally away.
Yeah, he's in Inverness.
I noticed Gardine, Mackay and Tremarco have all gone to Inverness.
Weird,
and Mackay and Tremarco used to play for Inverness.
Yeah.
And Gardine's been at Ross County forever.
Highland Affinity.
It's the worst rivalry in the world because I don't think there's ever a player that's played for Ross County that hasn't also played for Inverness. He's like, I'm leaving. I don't want to move house. Just go to town for Inverness.
That'll do.
Yeah. Just over the bridge, aye.
Smash. Yeah. But mate, I'm going to say that there because I don't think there's been any notable signings that they brought in, and they have lost a few players. I think they could be in trouble, mate.
Well, that's why I've got them bottom of the league.
Yeah.
I think it could be one major surgery rebuild too far for them. And I've literally got beside Ross County in my notes, surely this time.
It's got to be.
To finish bottom. It's like Hamilton this year, I was like, right, we've got rid of them. They've finally gone after staying up for so long.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like maybe like 10 years ago or whatever it was, when you had like Wigan and Sunderland in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And it was like, surely this year they're going to go down. And then eventually Wigan went down, and then a couple of years later Sunderland followed them. It's got that sense of inevitability about it, where Hamilton and Hudson and then I think with County this year. So I
think so, mate,
that's what I'm going for. So who's that leave for the bottom then for you?
It's United.
You've actually gone for United in the
bottom
bottom?
league, mate, yeah.
Wow.
I think they are in trouble.
There is two of your best friends are sitting this going, what is he talking about? He's just saying this on camera to all us. So
no, you see what I think.
Present your case.
I think they're in trouble this season.
Yeah,
I really do. Because
you're not just saying this with your dark blue specs.
No, not at all.
No,
now,
you would never do that.
Segrist, right? He will be gone. I assure you.
Carson.
They wouldn't have brought in Carson if they knew that Segrist was going. So Segrist is definitely going to go. And I think United are silly if they turn down that money for him, especially I think it was like 500k.
And if you've got Carson already,
you've got to take it. I'm sorry. And yeah, Carson's a good keeper. Yeah, but I think that they're in trouble, mate. Right? I don't think they've got enough in the squad about them.
Do you think if they get a couple of injuries that could be
problems? Because they're dependent on a lot of the young boys now that are coming through again. They've got a lot of young boys there. I mean, obviously Ross and Zach have told us about it a lot as well. They've obviously got that Nielsen.
Shout out to Flynn Duffy, by the way, a boy who I know from going to. He used to come with a Celtic bus a lot to games. Yeah. Made his first team debut for Dundee United.
Yeah, well done, pal. Yeah,
well done,
mate. Yeah,
well boy.
It's a shame it's them. Like,
yeah. I'd play for Celtic next season.
Someone's got to play for them.
Right. Greg Taylor's quaking in his boots.
I mean, I think that they lost a big player in McNulty as well.
Yeah. He was a solid player.
Because he was one of them that was really important to chip in with goals, so some assists and that as well. Exactly, and I think. I've just got a feeling, mate, that they're away to flop it this season.
You'd hate to see it, wouldn't you?
I would hate to see it. It's a shame.
You keep the derby in the big league.
Aye, exactly. But I genuinely, I could see them being in big trouble. I really can. And you know what? It's funny because they talk about that big Mullen and things as well, you know, saying, oh, he's not a player and that. He is going to come back and hunt him in the derby. I'm telling you right now. He will cause him havoc. Jamie Robson.
Will that break the spirit?
Yeah, and that's down one. Down you go. Dude.
Part 2.
To be continued.
Oh, there you go.
But no, I genuinely think they've not got enough in the squad about them. They've got a couple of decent players, don't get me wrong, of course, right?
Yeah.
But I think they're dependent too much on the younger boys that are coming through. Like there's that Mockery in that as well.
Aye.
Nielsen. They've got a few young boys anyway, and I think it's too much. Like even
Duffy.
the young boy coming through, Duffy. So I think it's too much pressure on these boys playing in that league to want.
I mean,
to want like a 6th place or a 7th place, 8th. I don't think so,
I
mate.
mean, as we know, you'll never win anything with kids.
I think they'll. I think
Watch
they'll,
United like romp the cup now. Or something
they'll
after you said
finish.
that.
They'll finish below us, mate.
Wow. So you're going United to get relegated?
Yeah.
Big shout. Big shout on this
Love to see
prediction
it.
review. I like it.
Love to see it.
Balls to the wall. Going for it. So to sum up,
So
let's
the whole
wrap
league.
up. Sorry, wrap up this video.
Whole
We'll
league.
wrap up with
Yeah.
recap. That's the word I was looking for.
Recap, that's the
Recap.
word.
I do English very well. Polish man. Here we go. So
You want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So to recap, I've got to finish first. Rangers brackets the Celtic, Aberdeen, Hibs, St Johnstone, Hearts rounding out the top 6. Then I've got United, St Mirren, Dundee, Livingston, Motherwell to finish in the Premiership playoff, and Ross County to relegation, misery land in the Championship.
Be gone.
Yeah.
So
And more of the players to join in the next next season.
so my recap of the league table is first Rangers, 2 Aberdeen, 3 Celtic, 4 Hibs, 5 Hearts, 6 St Johnstone, that's the top 6.
Yeah.
7th place will be Dundee, 8th place St Mirren, 9th place Motherwell, 10th place Livingston, 11th place Ross County, and the bottom of the league Dundee United.
Yeah. And you're also going for Aberdeen to win the Conference League this year because
Yes.
they're so good.
Yeah,
There we go.
they put Hack in the shame.
Scott Brown to lift the European trophy for
Imagine
Aberdeen.
that, eh?
Oh,
Scenes.
beat Spurs in the final. They'd pay good money to see that.
But yeah, that's the.
I think
That's
about-
it, isn't it?
that wraps
That's
up.
a great prediction.
So we'll need to come back and have a look at this at the end of the season and see how.
How wrong we were. Or
Yeah.
how
Hopefully,
right we were.
hopefully how wrong we were in my case.
I
mean-
hope I'm right.
You know.
Zach and Ross
might
will
have
have
to,
to
you might have to Tipex United out of the bottom of your prediction.
they'll finish one.
So I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Look, we've still got podcasts coming out soon. Just
Yes.
Simon's a very busy boy.
Yes.
I'm trying to help him out, and Mark's trying to help him out by we're doing these wee things on our own because
Yeah.
we probably should kind of learn how to do it.
Nah, we should. We should. It's
Bye.
not fair on Simon, is it?
So
Yeah.
until next time, ring that bell.
Ring that bell.
There we go.
That was good, mate. Eh?
Aye.
Smash.
Here